You don't have to do everything. Like, you don't have to go clean the bathroom to hire a janitor. But you should know that there shouldn't be shit on the toilet seat.
When there are constraints with time or money or energy, you almost necessarily need to drop things in order to focus on something else. I think that's a really scary thing for a lot of people, but specifically brand new entrepreneurs. Are there certain stages in the entrepreneurial steps where you should drop sales for a minute, or where it's okay to shift gears and focus on just systems?
Entrepreneurship is this weird paradox between monogamy and polygamy, right? If I'm married, I'm a one-woman man. Is that fair?
I mean, I don't know you. I don't know how you're doing things.
Okay, but it's fair for me. Yeah. I love that answer so much. But like, if I'm not married, then I don't have an obligation, right? And so what you're doing in your business is not necessarily monogamous. Like, you're not married to one job, one role, one job description, one problem subset. Like, what in business is polygamous, not monogamous, right? And you can own multiple businesses. It's not like you're penalized for having just one, but you can also only do one thing at a time. Mm-hmm. So that's the paradox. You need to be paradoxically married to whatever that thing is at that time. Your place in your business is at the highest place of need. Okay. Like, generally, you should either be doing the most important thing or finding the person to do the most important thing if that person is not you, or for whatever reason you can't do it. Like, but you need to go to the highest place of need. Now, there might be 5 needs, but if you have the people to meet 3 or 4 of them, you should not be doing those 3 or 4. You should be allowing them to do those 3 or 4, trusting those people, even if they're not as good as you.
Yeah.
Allowing them to do 70% or 80%, whatever, 80% is 100% because it's 100% of your time bought back. And you should be doing the 1 or 2 things that you don't have the people for. You must do before you delegate. Okay. Like, I'm not a techie person, but I'm building a tech company. Mm-hmm. And I have a techie person that works for me. When all the tech layoffs started happening a few years ago, mm-hmm. I got this fucking genius kid out of New York. Brought him to El Paso, flew him in. Like, El Paso is not where you anticipate a tech company coming out of.
No.
But we have a software for builders that in a year or 2 will disrupt the home builder market like nobody has ever seen, because it's doing shit that's right now fucking impossible.
And so you had to sell some kid on coming to El Paso from New York.
I got really lucky that the girl he was in love with was in the FBI, and she was coming to the El Paso area anyway. And it wasn't a hard sell because of that, but I had to sell him on coming to work with us and not going with some government job or something like that. And he'd just gotten laid off. And so I picked him up in my McLaren and fucking drove him around. But he's built me like an entire tech department. Like, we have more tech employees than we have any other type of employee. Mm. And while I'm not the guy to be doing the database engineering, I'm not the guy to be doing any machine learning stuff, I'm not the guy to be talking about AI, because Zach knows much more than me. Mm-hmm. I should be the guy finding the right fucking guy. Mm-hmm. I should be the guy learning what the right guy should know, so I at least know enough about the languaging to talk about it to find the right guy. That's kind of what I mean by what are your largest problems and where should you be? You may not be doing the thing.
Yeah.
But you need to find the guy that's doing the thing.
Well, but you open by saying you should do before you delegate.
And by do, I'm swimming in the water, mm-hmm. but he's my boat.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
It does. So to what end do you go to? Because like development's such a good example, because there are some things where, marketing automation, sales, some customer service where I've sat in the chair and done. Development, I haven't, right? But to your point then, it's so you've swam in the water. How much do you need to do in that situation before you can delegate?
Enough to speak the language. You don't need to master, okay? I used to go to these seminars and they would always talk about be an owner, not an operator. And I mean, I guess that's kind of true. And in some cases I am, but if your business is truly fully automated and you're retired, like the insurance company says you die in 2 years. Like every man that retires is dead in 2 years. So do you really want to be a full owner?
And I would say that the distinction really is investor versus operator, because maybe you could call owner, investor, whatever, but like, the people that are actually performing in business at the highest levels, you mentioned Elon Musk earlier, he is fucking operating.
And he's still
all the time.
And so he's following a process, right? He's operator, and then he goes into competent. In some areas, he goes into mastery.
Yeah.
And then he goes into owner investor, right? But you need to go at least from operator to competent. I can do some light coding now.
I can do it really poorly.
But you have the competence to at least understand the language of it. Like, you don't have to become the best of the best, but you at least need to understand the world. Like, how many entrepreneurs have got caught in the trap of like some SEO salesman selling them something and they didn't know what the acronym meant?
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a lot of people out there right now, probably people listening to your show today, that are paying for SEO optimization that don't know that SEO stands for search engine optimization. They're going to write that down as I say it.
Yeah.
And like, they're giving some asshole $500 to $3,000 a month because they had a really good sales process, a good funnel, and they told them what they were going to do. They have no way of measuring whether it's working. They don't have any like links that are like tracking what's coming from where, but they're supposedly SEO optimized. I know real estate companies that are paying for SEO. And I'm like, why would you fucking do that? Do you think you're going to pass Zillow? Do you think you're going to pass the national brands? Oh, am I going to beat Remax? Am I going to beat EXP? Or no, like, get over yourself, dude. Like, you're not going to ever pay enough for SEO to beat the trillionaires. It's just because they don't know it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So you need to understand enough about what a thing is, how it works, to speak on it, to get in there. You don't have to do everything. Like, you don't have to go clean the bathroom to hire a janitor. But you should know that there shouldn't be shit on the toilet seat.